Welcome back to Eatsy, where if we can make hot and sour soup, then so can you. Hot and sour soup gets its name from contrasting flavor elements. The hot from spiciness from ingredients like chili peppers, and a tangy sourness from vinegar. Hot and sour soup is a favorite choice in Chinese cuisine, enjoyed as a standalone dish or as part of a multi-course meal. Here we've plated it alongside our baozi, the video for which you can find in our playlist. Let's start with the vegetables. Firstly, we're going to take one jalapeno pepper and cut it into fine slices. Then we're going to cut 2 small tomatoes or 1 large tomato into fine chunks. Next, we're going to want about a cup worth of carrot. Cut a carrot into fine slices and then slice those slices again into long, thin noodle shapes. Then we're going to want about 1/4 of a red onion, again cut it into long slices. And here's where you can give your soup some heat if you want to. We used 2 red chili peppers, but if you want it spicier, you can use more than 2. Take your red chili peppers, remove the seeds, and then cut them into fine slices. So your first plate of vegetables will consist of your jalapeno peppers, your carrots, onions, tomatoes, and red chili peppers. Now let's look at the second plate of ingredients that we'll be adding to the soup. First is these black mushrooms that you can get from your local Asian markets. They come in dried packages like this, so the night before you make your soup, you want to use the super scientific method of grabbing about a handful to rehydrate overnight. The next day, when they're rehydrated and you're preparing the rest of your vegetables, treat them like everything else and cut them into fine slices. Last but not least is the tofu. We're going to be using one of these 700-gram packages, but we'll only be using half of it, so 350 grams in total. We're also going to be using what's called traditional tofu, so when you go in the store, make sure you do not get the smooth kind. Traditional tofu will stay together better when it's all added into the soup mixture. Cut your tofu into little 1-inch squares. So your second plate of ingredients will be your tofu, your black mushrooms, and a little bit of chopped green onion for some color. And now on to the cooking process. Make sure you use a pot or a pan with high edges to hold all the liquid that's going to be added. To start things off, add a smidgen of oil to the pan, and then we're going to add all the vegetables from the first plate. That's your red chili peppers, your onions, your jalapenos, your tomatoes. But save your carrots until after we add some water to the pot. So for your water, we're making 4 servings of soup, and each serving is 1.25 cups of water. So we're going to add 5 cups of hot water to our pan. So with your 5 cups of hot water added, then you can add in your carrots. And from your second plate, you're going to add in your mushrooms and your tofu, saving the green onions for later. And now we're going to start adding seasoning. We're going to start with 1 teaspoon of white pepper, then 1 teaspoon of salt, then 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce, and half a tablespoon of dark soy sauce just for some more color. Then, in a separate little bowl, you're going to mix together 3 tablespoons of cornstarch with 6 tablespoons of water. Mix both of those things together until the cornstarch is dissolved, and then add that into the soup. Next, toss in 1 tablespoon of sugar. Let your soup come up to a soft rolling boil. Then we're going to crack 2 eggs into another bowl and scramble them up. When your eggs are thoroughly scrambled, slowly add them to the soup. The goal is to disperse the egg throughout the soup, so make sure you don't pour it into one singular lump. Once your egg is added, reduce the heat to a simmer. And finally, here comes the sour part of hot and sour soup. You're going to add in 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and half a tablespoon of black vinegar. You can also add in a smidgen of sesame oil for some taste if you have it kicking around, but don't worry about it if you don't. Give it a good stir to make sure that all the vinegar is incorporated evenly throughout the soup, and then you're done. You can transfer the soup into a large serving bowl, and when you serve it out to individuals, add a little bit of the green onion that we had prepared before. So if you're like us and find yourself in the barren frozen wasteland that is Canada, or even just the northern states of the US, and you enjoy yourself a good hot bowl of soup that you can make as spicy as you want it to be, consider giving a click to that like button, or maybe even the subscription button if you're feeling particularly inspired. Remember to check out our video for our baozi, and let us know down in the comments if you tried either of these two recipes. And as always, thank you so much for watching.